Hi, Chris again, your real estate broker here at Get Listed Realty. In this video, I want to tell you everything you ever wanted to know about the home inspection contingency and how to apply it when selling your home. To start, if you recently entered into a contract to sell your home, congratulations. After all that hard work of staging your home to sell, having strangers wander around your home and judging it critically, tense negotiations with the buyers, and ultimately accepting a contract, you have entered into what's called escrow. This is an important milestone. However, keep in mind, your house is not really sold yet. This is where the conditions of the contract, called contingencies, have to be removed in order for the contract to really be binding. First, the most common type of contingency you will be up against is the home inspection contingency. I'm going to walk you through what to expect and what to watch out for in order for you to successfully get past this phase and get much closer to really selling your home and getting closer to closing. In order to understand how the home inspection contingency applies to you, the contract should always be your source of information. Typically, I have seen most agents put a 7, 10, or 14-day inspection contingency into the contract. This is usually calendar days and not business days, and the clock starts ticking as soon as the contract is signed by both the buyers and the sellers. As a seller, you don't have much to do at first. The buyers have the responsibility of contacting a professional home inspector, scheduling the inspection, and paying for the inspection. Depending on what type of inspections were agreed to in the contract, there could be multiple inspectors doing inspections. The most common are the general home inspection, well and water inspection, septic inspection, radon testing, swimming pool inspection, pest and termite, and lead testing. While the buyer is responsible for most inspection costs, the seller typically has to pay for some items that have to be prepared before being inspected, such as pumping of the septic tank, opening up a pool, or de-winterizing a vacant house, unless specified differently in the contract. Again, always refer back to the contract. Keep in mind, usually the inspection will take place without you, the seller, being at the home. During the inspection, it's really a time for the buyers to get to know the home and understand its structure, mechanics, and overall condition, and having the sellers present will just distract from that happening. Depending on the size of the home and the amount of inspections, you should plan on being out of the home for about 4 hours. In about a day or two after the inspection is complete, the home inspector will deliver the final report to the buyers. The buyers will then review the report and take a look at what defects the home inspector found. If the buyers are uncomfortable with any of the defects found, they will request, in writing, that the sellers remedy those items before close. Here's a quick tip for you that you may not be aware of. The buyers will also have to provide the relevant pages from the report that detail the inspection items in question. However, they are not obligated to provide you the full report because it is the property of the buyers, but some will do so anyway. Once the buyers put you on notice about any items they want fixed, you have 3 options. Number 1, accept and do all the work that they request. Number 2, accept to do some of the work that they request. Number 3, deny to do any of the work they request. This is where you will be negotiating with the buyers, either directly with them or through their agent. My advice is to keep a level head. Put yourself in their shoes and try to be reasonable, but don't let them bully you. Always keep in mind that any major items will be a problem for most buyers, and you should try to make the deal you have in front of you work. In my opinion, I believe that a lot of people use the inspection contingency incorrectly. They try to negotiate for minor items instead of just major defects such as foundation issues, leaking roofs, non-potable water, and so on. However, the important thing to note here is that the buyers do have the right to terminate the contract and receive their deposit back if they are not happy with the results of the inspection. This is what's called leverage in negotiations, but you also have leverage. You know that they want the house, and they just spent their hard-earned money to get your home inspected. But what you don't know is what their breaking point is. So like I said before, the best advice I can give you is to try to be reasonable and figure out what you would be willing to do in order to make the buyers happy, while still achieving your goals that will make you happy. At this point, you will either come to an agreement with the buyers, or you will choose to terminate the contract and put your home back on the market to find another buyer. But hopefully that's not the case. If you agree to perform any of the requested repairs, most buyers will request that the seller provide receipts and proof of payment from a licensed contractor. However, if you are going to be doing any of the work yourself, it needs to specifically say that when the addendum to the original contract is signed that states the scope of repairs everyone agrees to. Otherwise, it could become a sticking point and jeopardize you getting closer to that goal of closing on your home. That about wraps it up for the home inspection contingency. I hope you found this information useful and you are able to apply it to your situation. If you have any further questions, feel free to contact me directly through my website, and I will see how I can help you.